Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Passive Income Attorney Podcast. Thank you once again for joining me as we learn and explore the world of alternative investing together. And you are certainly in for a treat today. But first, if you're ready to start creating your own economy and taking back control of your life, start by going to attorneybydesign.com. That's whether you're an attorney or not, and download the Freedom Blueprint. Get into my circle. Let's start making some things happen. All right, today's topic is black gold. Yeah, that's right, oil. As much as California wants to get rid of it, right now, we still need it. We are dependent upon it. And that will not change in the near future until renewable technology becomes more efficient and effective. So what does that mean for you? When there's demand, you need supply. And oil, with its ebbs and flows, is still in demand. No investment in this country provides better tax benefits and incentives than domestic oil and gas production, which makes these types of investments very intriguing for high income earning professionals just like you. And today we have a treat. None other than Mr. Robert D. Burr is on the show today to tell us about all of the benefits of investing in oil and gas. He's been in the industry since 1973 with worldwide experience in structuring and funding oil and gas investment ventures. Bob has been responsible for the placement of over $300 million in his 47-year career in a myriad of industries. He is the president of Panther Exploration and is truly one of a kind. Mr. Burr and his wife Doris have been married for 57 years and have 5 children, 20 grandchildren, and 9 great-grandchildren. Let's go.
This is the Passive Income Attorney Podcast, where you'll discover the secrets and strategies of the ultra wealthy on how they build streams of passive income to give them the freedom we all want. Attorney Seth Bradley will help you end the cycle of trading your time for money so you can make money while you sleep. Start living the good life on your own terms. Now, here's your host, Seth Bradley.
Bob Burr, what is going on, brother? Welcome to the show.
Oh, we're doing good, my man. Just got my head down and we're rolling. That's what we generally do around here.
All right. Sounds good, man. I appreciate you coming on the show today.
Yeah, I've been excited about it after I read your questionnaire. Some very good topics, and they're right down line. Of course, you know what you're doing. You're a pro, so they align with the listening audience. And,
sounds good, brother. Well, let's jump in, man. Tell us your story. Take it back as far as you want to. Feel free to brag a little bit.
Okay. Well, my brother and I entered the oil business in 73. I was in the insurance business, whole life selling insurance. And I was a lifetime member of the $1 Million Round Table. I sold a lot of insurance. So I was a natural sales guy. And my brother was a major in music. He was a college director of music. And he got involved in the oil business, and they needed somebody that could raise money. And I didn't know, I'd never raised money, but I said, hell, I can do what I do. And so we hooked up and took off, and it was a glorious, beautiful career. We made plenty of money. That's 1973. We actually entered the business during the oil embargo of 73. Now, we were young kids. We didn't have any doubt of how good we were, which is a blessing. And so that didn't phase us. Everybody else was going out of business, and we said, hell, we just starting. And we didn't miss a beat, and we took off, and we did very well. I lost him in 1979. We were living in Laguna Hills, California, and he was in a car accident. And he had always been the guy that ran the business, day-to-day business. And I was the guy that made sure our sales went down right, and everything, the money was there. And all of a sudden I find myself in the seat of having to do the whole deal myself. And I said, well, Seth, here we go. And I was 40 years old, 41. And being a top producer in everything I'd ever done in my life, being sports or whatever, I got it done. Along with that is a tremendous ego. In fact, you think you're sort of like God. You can get that egomaniac. And so I had to have a real heart-to-heart talk with Bob Burr and said, that won't work. If you're going to build a company, you've got to change your entire fiber, because you're not a lone ranger anymore. You got people that depend on you. And if they depend on you, if they put their flag on your ship, then what you have to do from this point on in your life is nobody will ever work for Bob Burr again. I will work for them. And I said, Lord, that's not who I am. I said, but help me with it. And slowly the transition occurs. If you're sincere, which I was very, very sincere about, just reading who I was, what it was all about, how can I make this work? And that was the only way it would work and build something permanent. So that's what I did. And slowly you evolve into that person. Our creator comes into your soul, and all of a sudden that's how it is. That's your life. Got to go get one of the boys out of jail on a Saturday night. Well, that's what I do for a living. It can't be a chore. You see, there's a difference in having to do something and you do it and you're mad about doing it versus that's what I do. And so all of a sudden that's what happens. And we've been here in Bowling Green for 30 years and built, at one time I had a broker dealer. All the brokers were licensed with the NSD and all this kind of stuff. And we'd raise 40 to 50 million a year out of this little office. And no one could believe we would do that. But I would tell my guys when they came in, I said, we're capitalistic people. We live in a capitalistic world, but we'll run our business as a socialistic venture, meaning spiritually, everybody here will be hugged the same. I pay as much attention to my janitor as I do to the top producer. I said, now, if you can't handle that type of love, if you can't handle that genuine feeling that people have for you, you won't be able to stay here. I won't have to run you off. You'll leave on your own accord. And I don't lose people because I live that life. I love what we do. It's not a job, it's a lifestyle. When you get in the oil business, it's the most exciting business in the world. Only place in the world that you can take $1 and turn it into $100 in 2 weeks and get paid within 3 weeks. I really do a lot of business with real estate people. I'm one of the alumni on the real estate guys. They have a cruise that we go out on, and I'm one of the key speakers. Robert Kiyosaki's on it with me, Ed Griffin, some of those heavy duty cats. And it's such an exciting deal to go out and talk with the real estate. I have 2 subdivisions of my own. I have one that I have 2 partners in. We have 250 lots. And then I have one I did on my own property, had 30 lots. But the big difference in oil versus these damn subdivisions is we've been in this one nearly 2.5 years and the payday's not there yet. Right. We got to wait till we got to pay off all the infrastructure, and it's going to make me $1 million. I know that, but it's taken 3 years. Well, I can get in the oil business. Now I may drill a dry hole too and lose all my money, but it's not instant gratification, but it's a lot faster deal. There's 3 factors involved in doing any deal, and you probably already know this, but one of the factors is the partner's responsibility, 100%. Are they able financially to withstand a loss? Are they in that legal platform phase of their life that they have surplus money and can afford to be involved? Now, if they can't, I don't care how great the deal is. I don't care about anything. We won't do business. We can sit there and talk till the good Lord comes, but nothing will happen. There won't be a check written. The other 2 factors are ours, mine, my boys. Okay, number 1, of all the people in the world, we're talking, we're visiting, I want you to feel good about us. I want you to get excited about coming to the field and seeing us drill. I want you to be excited about passing through Bowling Green on 65 out there going to Florida and whipping it here and letting me buy you a steak. Now, if you can't get that fuzzy feeling about Burr, keep your money. It's not worth it. I used to do business with damn near anybody, but I don't anymore. if you're acidic, if you're an egomaniac, going down the road. I ain't got time for that. I'm too old to mess around. So you have to get a good feeling for the family. My boys are strong. I've got people, JP, he's more than just a tech guy. He's my lifelong friend and brother. I've been with us 25 years. We're old studs. We know what we're doing. This is not the first party we've been in. And then the last factor, and definitely not the least factor, why of all the deals in the world am I cutting backflips over this deal? What makes this deal special? What makes it stand out? What makes it gives us the odds of actually winning and winning big? This sort of thing. And I did a tape years ago for my young brokers, and that was the basis of the tape. I said, on every mail out you do, send this to the partners, and you'll save a lot of time and a lot of sweat and tears, and you'll get right down to the real people. Because if you can't handle the truth that's just laid out there, hey man, it's hard to build a relationship on anything other than that. So maybe that gives you a little idea of the deal.
Oh, I love it, man. There's so much to unpack there. I mean, one thing that really struck me, you said a little while ago, is, you treat the janitor just as well as everybody else in the company. And you also said that, you had tremendous success right at the beginning of your business, and you got an ego, but then you realized that you needed kind of a change of mindset there to be able to build and keep and create a successful team. Is that right?
That's the key.
Yeah.
That's the key. I mean, that's the key. One thing that we all have in common in this world, one value that we have, and I think about the only thing that stretches across the whole universe. We each have 24 hours a day. The richest guy in the world, he doesn't have but 24 hours a day. Bob Burr, I've got 24 hours a day. And it was free. We woke up one day and we're 5 years old, and here we are. That just tickles me to death. That's a great deal. And then we get to play this game they call life. And that's what it is. It's a big game. I have to make it a game. I'm a ball player. I got to come up with the bases loaded. I got to come up. I mean, I just get excited about that. But as we go through life, what we do with that 24 hours is very expensive or very, very profitable. And I know one thing, when I got in sales, I knew that if you were twice as good as me in selling, I could tie you, because all I had to do is work twice as hard as you. And you can't beat me working, because all you got is 24 hours the same. So that's what I did. And I was pretty damn good also. So then I beat everybody. Just that's how that works. It's simple.
Love that, man. Let's go back to something really important that a lot of our listeners think a lot about, and that's taxes. Tell us again about those tax write-offs that you get by investing in oil. What do those look like? Because in real estate, typically, you're only going to be able to write off the passive losses against other passive gains. Whereas in oil, it's a little bit different, right?
Sure. We generally do our units at $100,000. Okay, 100,000, you send me December the 30th. Okay, by March 31, my CPA for 30 years in Dallas, 33 years, will be sending you a K1. It'll show what all we spent on the well, all the intangible costs in the oil business. Any money is spent that there is no salvage value. You don't have a salvage value when you drill a hole. You can't sell it to somebody. That you get to write off. And that equates out to be 85 to 92% of the total investment. So you'll get a K1 showing your bottom line, your tax deduct against ordinary income or passive, whatever meets your requirements, will be about $90,000. And that comes right off your taxes. And so that saves you whatever bracket that you're in. You can figure all that out. We have a tax 101 that John Paul put together that explains all that. It's a very, very good educational product we send out to partners. And that's how it works. Now, once you start getting your money, your income, you have a depletion allowance. And it ranges, I think right now it's like 16%, or hold me to that exact number. But that portion of the money is tax-free because you're depleting your asset. They give you a break on that. There's nothing better that I've found in tax shelter than oil and gas. I mean, it's when you get to put in a 100 grand, win, lose or draw, I can hit you the biggest gusher in the world and you still get the same tax write-off. So that's Uncle Sam subsidizes our industry by that amount of money.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
I try to do those at the end of the year, the last quarter. We'll put together a 5-well drilling package and raise a couple of million and to provide. And we know our clients well enough. They've already told us that they're going to be in tax problems by December or the end of the year. So we try to structure, I call it my blue plate special for the year end. And
Yeah.
we take care of our clients.
Yeah. People start looking forward to tax season instead of trying to avoid it.
Yeah. Why write? When you write to Uncle Sam that check, it's gone. Why would you do that when you can give it to me and let's take a shot and make you some money? I mean, that's simple. It's no big deal.
Gotcha. So what kind of projections, return wise, do you project to your investors? I mean, what do those look like? I think a lot of our listeners have no idea. A lot of them might be a little bit familiar with, a typical real estate deal, a 200 plus unit multifamily, and you have like these different projections. It sounds like there's kind of a high risk, high reward type of thing with oil and gas. I mean, what do you project for these types of investments?
Let's take the field we're in right now, the Choctaw.
Okay.
Over the entire field, the wells have averaged about 150 to 200,000 barrels. So you take your total cost, $1.5 million, say, and let's say you do 100,000 barrels, that's 5 million. That's 3 to 1. The tax write-off, get them up to 4 to 1. And the bulk of that will come within the first 4 years. So, and then it'll sit there and pay you. I drilled a well in 1993 in East Texas, and we hit a deep pitted lime gas well. I sold out to Marathon. I had just a little small portion. I'm sorry, it was Atlantic Richfield I sold out to. 20 years later, and I got 350,000 for my little percentage. So, I mean, it's just, but that's how it works. So what we were very careful of is understanding. Now I can put you on wells in South Louisiana, deep wells that will show 100 to 1, 200 to 1, big numbers. But I've got to tell you up front that we're going to miss 9 out of 10 of them or maybe more. But that one, so if you're deep enough financially to stay with me, I'm going to bring the bacon home, but it's going to be a while. Now we may get lucky and hit that first one, probably be the worst thing we could do, because then we fall in love with the deal and go crazy with our money. Or you can do what we do. And what we do is, you're talking about the team. Well, my team consists of Brad Simmons. Simmons is a Yale graduate. He was actually Earl Campbell's quarterback in Longview, Texas during high school days. I don't know if you know Earl, but he was a big football player. But anyway, he's a genius when it comes to salt domes. And salt domes is another type oil and gas play. In fact, some people call it mining oil versus drilling for oil. But Brad's been in that particular area for over 30 years, 35 years. Knows the ins and outs. One of the brightest guys I've ever had. He's actually president of Burr Acquisitions, which is owned by Burr Inc. We dovetailed that talent in with one of the top geologists in Louisiana and brought him on the team. So he's doing the structure mapping of the prospects and all that sort of thing. But together, what I do, what I have to do, and what the partners have to understand us doing is to take the risk factors and reduce them to the core equation the best we can, still knowing we have risk. Now, the real neat deal, and this is something that I would say not many people have ever done in the oil business. I'm doing it. By God, I'm doing it. Is we're going to take our money over in Louisiana and we're going to drill the wells. We're going to do the major gambling with Bob Burr's money, Bob Burr's family's money. After we get the well drilled, after we have it logged, after we know what the heck we have, Then we will call on partners to pay for the completion side of it. So theirs will be buying pump jacks, buying tank batteries, buying flow lines, boom, 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 all the tangibles. Now they won't get the same write-off. I think we can get them up to maybe 60% write-off, but they don't have the gamble.
Right.
Not nearly like starting on the top and going down. And we're going to do that with our money. And I'll look you right in the eye and tell you, you won't find that around very often. The reason we are able to do that, I couldn't do that on a conventional drilling deal, where I go out and I get acreage around wells and I've got a stratigraphic trap and a 3D seismic play and all this stuff. I know the risk. You're gonna miss at least 1 in 7 that are worth a damn. So I couldn't take that risk. I feel like where we are now, we'll hit probably 85%. I have that much confidence in what we're doing. And I don't throw my money away.
Yeah.
I don't believe in that.
I don't think you're a man that does that. I can tell that pretty quickly.
No, we don't do I give a lot away now, but I give it to people I want to give it to. I don't throw it away. And so this will be something just profound for our industry, I think. And there's very few places you can do this. In fact, I'm 75 years old, going on about 30. I want you to feel that, going on 30. But I'm willing to do that. It's very, very exciting. And it also just gives you a sense of well-being, knowing that you're doing that for your partners. I'm a partner-oriented guy. I work for them. They don't work for me. I tell my boys, I've raised them. Every letter we send out at the bottom, remember, we work for you. You don't work for us. So if you got a question, get on the damn phone and call us. I'll answer it. In fact, years ago, I promised my people, I said, I don't care where I am in the world, Serengeti in Africa, I don't care. I've done it from there. You call me on my cell, and before 10 o'clock that night, you'll hear back from Bob Burr. And that's where I live. I mean, I had to fire a guy one time. I walked in his office. He had a stack of those pink callbacks about that high. And I grabbed him. I said, what is that? He's awesome partners call. I said, and you hadn't called him back? Nope. Our career's over, stud. Down the road. I don't put up with this garbage. You owe it to them. They gave you money.
Yeah.
My CPA gets mad at me sometimes because I do go overboard and help them take care of deals. And I don't think you can go too far that side. I mean, I really don't. They're your whole life. Without them, you don't have a business.
Yeah.
Some of these clowns don't understand all that, but this old man does.
Yeah, it's funny because you've been raising capital for a long time. I mean, before it became sexy, right? Like the last few years, you hear more and more about people, raising capital for real estate mostly, but other kinds of stuff too. But you've been doing it for a long time.
Long time, brother. I've been up, down, all around. I mean, you can't tell me anything about this deal. I'm a PhD in what I do, and proud of it. But the largest thing in any business venture, and the hardest, you ask the question, how do you find business partners? God, I wish I knew. Okay. I mean, what I've done is I've withstood the test of time. And over that 40-year cycle, I've developed about 5 beautiful relationships that were also looking for a good partner, a guy that could raise the money, the guy that paid his bills, the guy that had integrity in his operation, all those things that you have to get to be here 40 years. And we've united. Like the guy's drilling my wells. He drilled the first well for me in 1976. So I know him. He doesn't mess around. He don't cheat on the. I mean, he's the real deal. You see, and so this expanded career of mine has enabled us. People know Bob Burr. They know if I do a deal, I pay my bills. If we do a deal, I come with the money. Whatever. I do my deal. Now treat me right, because I'm going to treat you right. And if you don't treat me right, you won't see me tonight. I mean, that's how it works. And I get off of it so quick and make your head swim. And you still take a little hit. Anybody that says you don't, they're lying to you. You'll think the guy hung the moon, and all of a sudden, not quite. You got to be careful all the time. And you also ask how I make myself whole, and how do I spiritually get fulfilled? Uh, People have to remember that 24 hours a day. Okay, that's what we have. Now let's analyze that 24 hours a day. You sleep 4 or 5, that's what I do. Some people sleep 8, but I don't. I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning. And when I get up in the morning, I fix my coffee and I cut on my business light. It's shining bright. It doesn't take me 3 minutes and I'm wide awake. So I go down to my office and I start doing corporate house cleaning. I start checking on folks I need to call, boom, whatever. It takes me 2 hours. Okay, now it's 6. Well, I get up, I go to Starbucks, I get me a double tall, non-fat white chocolate mocha. I bring my coffee back to my basement office at home, which is very nice with a fireplace and all this. And so I have my coffee. Now I'm cut that light off. It's not shining anymore. I cut my golf light on. So I have my own green at home, big, nice, beautiful putting green, reels, not artificial, sand traps and all that stuff. And I hit 100 golf balls with my 9-iron and 8-iron, just sit there and hit balls. Okay, and I'm getting released, all the tension's out of my neck. And today I hit 60 balls, I hit 50 of them on the green. Pretty good, ain't bad for an old man. And so then I go back in, Doris will have me a little breakfast ready. I cut my light back on, done my deal. I'm at the office by 8:30. And I'll be leaving, of course, you're special, so I'm late for my golf game today, but that's okay. I think it's worth it. And and then I work out. I've had a gym. I built a very, very deluxe gym 25 years ago. And I worked out 3 days a week. And I work. I don't jack around. I'll do 100 push-ups. I do all the stuff. And that's my place I go. Maybe, I don't know if you want to call it an escape room. I don't know what's the proper terminology definition, but it's where I go over there and I feel that pain. I'll be gone like a week or two and maybe not worked out as hard. And you feel it and say, welcome back, stranger. Damn, that's good. And you do your deal. I mean, you can be fulfilled. We're the type people, we're type A people. I don't know how to stop. I don't have a stopper on me.
You don't want to.
I don't want to. I wouldn't know what to do. But you've got to direct it away from business some too. Or you'll just get bleh. No, I've seen the times I was very confused with business. Golly, man, all this stuff piling on me. It's just, and I'm about to go crazy. And I get up, leave my phone here at the office. I get my pickup truck. I ride out in the woods, old dirt roads for an hour. And I start going back on how I structured the business. No faults in it. I'm just procrastinating. I've got to organize all my priorities. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got to take one at a time. And then the first thing you know, it's 4 days later, I'm free. But that's how it's worked with me, just for you. You start questioning yourself, but you got to, no, you were right there. You got to hug your janitor too, boy. You know, this kind of thing. You got to do the deal, and you can't fake it. It's got to be real. Everything about you has to be real. That's why in these podcasts, I don't pull any punches. Here it is. I hope you like me, folks out there, but if you don't, that's okay too. You know, it's no biggie. We're going to keep on. The sun's going to come up and the kids going to chew bubble gum. That's how that works.
Well, you have an excellent outlook on life, man. I love it. I love all that. It sounds like your 24 hours are pretty enjoyable.
Yeah, they are. They're special. Every one of them. They're special.
Well, let's switch it up a little bit. You know, why are you optimistic about the oil and gas industry moving forward? I mean, no matter who's the president now or 4 years from now or 10 years from now, you know, why are you bullish on the oil and gas industry?
Well, let me tell you what the corona pandemic did for us. And this is critical for the listening audience to understand. When it hit, we just finished drilling 12 wells in Colorado with a group. And damn it, they came on strong, did everything we thought they would do. they were doing. And then the pandemic hits and oil goes from $50, $60 down to minus whatever. Well, the first check we got from that project represented about 48% return to the partners on their total investment. First check. That was at $45 oil. Then all of a sudden, zero. So that program, it's turned around now. We're just sending out nice checks, but we lost a lot of our flush production to those lower prices. So the pandemic put a panic in the overall oil and gas industry. It shook people up to the core. You'd have a guy, his family owned the oil field. Let's take the Choctaw Dome. Okay, the folks that owned that, they thought it was doomsday. It was over. So I got the boys together. I said, guys, you know, old man's played a lot of hole and poker in his life. I said, every now and again, it's time to shove the money out in the middle of the table. I said, we have an opportunity here today that may never, ever be present again. I said, we got to go to looking at product and getting these bargain basements because they're going to be out there. Well, we bought the BR Dome down in Houston. That well's throwing off $300,000, $400,000 a month now, that oil field. We cranked up in July of last year. So in less than a year, we got $3.5 million of income. We bought it for probably 10 cents on a barrel for the oil. People were just tickled to death. Somebody's buying it right now? Yeah, man, I'll buy it. We'll gamble. The Choctaw Dome, I think we got 15 to 20 million barrels of reserves. We bought it for 6 cents a barrel or something like that. So it opened the whole world up to Bob Burr and his family in the sense of getting product that is unmatched. I mean, I've been around for many years, and I can tell you right now, the deal that we're doing right now on the Choctaw Dome, I'm selling 10% of the field to partners for $10 million. And they'll be in every well we drill in that field, they'll be carried for that 10%. It's sort of like an annuity. Once we start digging, their money would just start increasing. Every month we drill new wells. We got 200 wells to drill down there. And so the opportunity was unmatched in history in the industry. That just happened to us. And we took advantage of that. That's why we're sitting where we're sitting. That's why I can go in there and drill these wells with my money and let partners come in on the completion side. Because I found a place we can do that and everybody win. I'm into that, everybody winning. Okay. I think that's the key.
Yeah. So the contrarian investing, that's what you did, right? I mean, you saw an opportunity when everyone else was panicking. You know,
Yeah.
oil's at zero, and you said everybody's running away from it, everybody's panicking, they're losing money. You're like, you know what? We're buying. This is a huge opportunity. This is an opportunity we're never going to see again. We're buying everything we can get our hands on. Do you think that, you know, you got that instinct from experiencing, seeing, surviving multiple downturns and cycles, or where does that contrarian business instinct come from?
When I was 23, I went to work selling insurance. My mentor was a multimillionaire, brilliant guy, brilliant man. And he saw I had a spark to me. So he took me under his wing and he used to preach to me. He said, remember, Robert, call me Robert. He said, remember, Robert, when you get rich overnight. He said, now be aware 24/7, 365 days a year, because that opportunity will come by and it'll be gone and you'll miss it if you're not cognizant of that. And I've used that in my life to make lots of money. The opportunity presents itself. Now, do you have the intestinal fortitude to believe in your instincts? Or are you going to sit on the sidelines and watch the boat go down the river? Well, I believe in instincts. I believe in good basic business principles, supply and demand. But truthfully, the political arena, we have all these theory people, all this stuff going on. And people talk to me about that. And I said, well, I can dig it. I understand. I said, but you know what? I have a family of 20 grandchildren and 9 great grandchildren and a wife of 58 years. And there's not a damn thing I can do to help that other deal. So I'm going to spend my time taking care of my world, my love, and then let the chips fall where they may. I know one thing, if hell comes to whatever, the one that's got the money will do a little bit better than that doesn't have the money. And so I believe in having the money. So that's the truth.
Yeah, that is a perfect way to end it, man. Let's jump into the Freedom 4, the last few questions.
It's time for the Freedom 4.
What's the best thing you do to keep your mind and body healthy? I know you already mentioned a couple of things, but.
Well, you have to have an outlet. Okay. You have to reevaluate really the values of why you're doing this. I mean, why will I work 18 hours a day? Well, originally it was because I was so damn insecure. I'm a country boy from Louisiana, raised very, very poorly, this sort of thing. I saw a dream. I used to read the little books in the library, the little autobiographies of Thomas Edison and Jefferson, all these guys, and how they were successful, Mr. Ford. And I said, why didn't Papa do that? Why didn't one of my guys get off their butt and do that? We can do anything we want to do. It can't be that damn complicated. Well, then when I got into sales, I knew that was my training because I could do it as good as anybody alive and outwork most of them. So I had an edge. I had that burning desire, and like in football, our kids play football a lot. I played ball. When you walk off the field, if you have 1 ounce of energy left in your body, you cheated. You got to leave it out there. That's why you come to play. You didn't play to reserve something for the dance after the game. You come to win. And that's why we win, because we'll go that extra mile. We'll go the extra million miles to do it. So, but along with that, you have to have outlets. And I've been able to develop some friendships over the years. We get to go on golf trips. I just got back from Belize. We went down and spent a week in Belize at a big investment conference that I spoke with Robert Kiyosaki. The author. And
Never heard of him. No.
Oh, really? Oh, you had never heard of him?
No, I have. I'm
well,
kidding.
He's pretty big. And Mr. Griffin, Red Pill, he was there. We spent a lot of time with him, and just all the guys. So even though we're working, that is a release, because you're speaking to groups like we're talking now. And believe it or not, this is how I talk to a group of 500 people. I don't.
Same way.
Yeah, man, I'm too old up. I don't put on a show. I just do my deal. And a lot of them like me, and maybe some of them don't. I don't know. Ones that don't like me, don't tell it. Because I got a temper too.
What's one? Oh, go ahead.
And then your family is critical. And I was blessed with a little lady that's been with me through hell and back 50 times. And she freed me up, actually, to do business. I could leave. She'd meet me at the airport with a suitcase. We'd trade sometimes. I'd be going somewhere else. But I knew every night that my kids had the Lord's Prayer. They had supper. They had a kiss. They had breakfast, brand new tennis shoes. And she took care of that for me. And what that did, it enabled me to get out there freedom to play the game. And that just means, some of them old boys, you'd be out there and they'd be worrying about this, they'd be worried. I didn't have any of that on my shoulders because Doris took every bit of it off. She knew how type A I am and how I had to charge. That was the only way it'd probably work, because I wasn't going to change, Yeah. And but you have to have outlets, and I found golf is mine. I love to play golf, and sometimes, even today, and I'm sort of sorry to say this, but it's the truth. I don't know if it's a weakness, but it is a fact. I'll play a round of golf and not remember playing because I'm so locked in on business. So it doesn't desert you. I have a neighbor at my subdivision, Mr. Bale. He's 90 years old, and He's probably worth, I don't know, $500 million. A lot of money. Big man. Grain elevators, offshore, all this. So he was walking up down his walker, and I go over him. I said, Mr. Bell, you're our inspiration. I said, we just love you very much. And we shooting the bull. And I said, when do you quit waking up in the middle of the night dealing with a business deal? He said, oh boy, just grin and bear it, because that's how it works. He said, I woke up this morning at 3:30 and said, now, if I sold that property, I can leverage that and buy those other 2 properties. He said, that's just how it is. I said, okay, I'll accept that for coming from you. So that's all part of the tariff of being successful and the responsibility of living this life. You can't take timeouts when you can't do that. You got to do whatever you got to do, and it's got to be first. So
Yeah,
that's how it works.
That's gold, man. That's gold.
But if any of your listeners enjoy us, we love to visit with them. We'll do our very best to educate them, and whatever they need, we'd love to have them. And we've enjoyed you very much. You're a fine young man. I see where you have a great future, no doubt.
Thank you. I appreciate that, man. I got to ask you one more question here, because it's kind of our final parting question. How has passive income made your life better? How has, the oil industry and, all this success, how has it made your life better compared to, something maybe where you had to work day to day and, just like the sales and the insurance job? How has it changed your life?
The only thing passive income has done to change my life, because I've never done anything to get ready to quit. Okay. I don't know how that is. And I'm being very honest with you. I know at this age, I am accumulating a lot of cash. Okay. So I know that if I head out tomorrow, my blondie and family are covered. So that's the freedom it gives me, is knowing that I've done the deal. And if I leave tomorrow, my clan's covered. So that frees me up of that responsibility, because that was always number one, always will be, is the clan. And the passive income that I just sold a place in Florida, a condo, and made $700,000 on it. Well, that'll go somewhere. I don't know where to go. I don't need to spend it. And I've accumulated money like that. And so that gives me that freedom. But I'm not going to quit working.
Well, you seem like you enjoy it, man. You love the business.
I love it.
You can feel the passion, man.
Yeah, I love it. I told the guy the other day, it wouldn't be bad if you running to get on a plane to go do a deal and you're just gone. That wouldn't be all bad. That'd be a pretty good way of going out. Trying to do one more deal before dark.
That's right, man. I mean, it's different, right? I mean, some people are, they work their 9 to 5 and they're not happy doing what they're doing. And, maybe they're just working that 9 to 5. It's not really that long of a day, actually. I mean, I work probably 12 hours a day doing real estate, doing this stuff, but it's like, it doesn't feel like work. It doesn't feel like a chore. Or it doesn't feel like a job, right?
It's your game of life.
Yeah.
It's your game of life. See, in the baseball, you get 4 at-bats. That determines your whole life. In real life, you get 24 hours. So it's all numbers. Figure it out. The more prospects you call on, the more money you'll make. I mean, some guys just want to make them a little lick and go home and do this and do this. Nah, I don't like that. Just go till you can't go anymore. You know when to quit because you can't get up, Let's see here. But if any of your guys would like to visit with us, there we go. I'll leave this with you. It's
all right.
admin at burrwright.com. Admin at burrwright.com. And they'll find us as genuine as the morning dew. They'll find us very helpful. They'll find us wanting to educate them, send them. We have a video library, many podcasts we've done, many different issues, being tax 101, generating prospects, why are we here, what is our philosophy, the whole deal. And it's a proven deal. It's 40 years old, and we've been building. And then we certainly thank you for your time. I'm very impressed with you. I can see where you're a real winner, no doubt about it. and we'd welcome the calls. So let's hook up sometime.
All right. Thank you, Bob. I really appreciate it, man. This has been a journey, man. This has been great.
Yeah.
Really has, man. Had a good time today.
Okay, buddy. Take care now.
Bye, Bob. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Wow, what a guy. What an interview. When Bob speaks, people listen. I've never met anyone quite like him. Love the guy. Would love to have him on again to explore oil and gas even deeper. The key is diversification, finding multiple ways to acquire assets that cash flow, appreciate, and provide tax shelters. Oil and gas, with all of its government-backed tax incentives, is just another opportunity that you should be aware of and maybe take a look at. Okay, let's start building some alternative passive income streams together. Go to passiveincomeattorney.com and join our Esquire Passive Investor Club. Until next time, folks, enjoy the journey.
Thank you for listening to the Passive Income Attorney Podcast with Seth Bradley. Do you want more ideas on how to generate multiple streams of passive income? Then jump over to passiveincomeattorney.com for show notes and resources. Then apply for the private Facebook community by searching for the Passive Income Attorney on Facebook. And we'll see you on the next episode.